Hello and welcome to the channel No New. Today we are going to discuss the biography of Lal Krishna Advani, also known as LK Advani. If you do not know the name, then let me tell you. Lal Krishna Advani, along with Atal Bihari Vajpayee, established the Bharatiya Janata Party in 1980. So precisely speaking, Lal Krishna Advani is the hand behind BJP. From 1998 to 2004, L.K. Advani served as the Home Minister of India in a government led by Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Also, he was the president of Bharatiya Janata Party for a long period of time after 1986. Well, let's begin with his biography as there are many of the incidents which I need to tell you during this video. Lal Krishna Advani was born in Karachi on 8th of November 1927. His father's name was Kishan Chand Advani and mother's name was Gyan Devi. He started his schooling in Hyderabad only and he joined Rashtriya Swayam Seva Sangh at the age of 14 years. Now this is something very interesting because at the age of 14, Lal Krishna Advani joined the RSS, that is Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, and after 2 years, that is at the age of 16, he was made the full-time Pracharak of Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh. Now that, my friend, is really a huge achievement. Why? Because a full-time Pracharak of Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh is considered to be a mini politician nowadays. And Lal Krishna Advani achieved that feat at the age of 16 only. Well, and that's the point where he started his political career, along with many other politicians such as Atal Bihari Vajpayee and many of them. He started his political career from RSS only. Now let's move ahead and talk more about his life. Now, along with his studies, he continued to be in politics and going to the shakhas, what we call RSS join today. So at the age of 16 he was married. Now in 1941, that means he was married to Kamla Jayanti Devi. And this is something very interesting again because I would like to tell you, because at the time of his marriage proposal, his father told Kamla Jayanti Devi's father that his son, that is Lal Krishna Advani, is a journalist, and he used to be a journalist at that time, and that too at the age of 16 only. Mind my words, gentlemen. So at the age of 16, Lal Krishna Advani, along with his studies, was working in RSS as a full-time Pracharak, and along with RSS full-time Pracharak, he was working as a journalist also. So he can be considered as a mixture of 70-30 politician and a journalist. That's what he agrees in many of his books also. Now he was married to Kamla Jayanti Devi in 1941, and he admits at the age of 92, that is he is 92 years old today, he says that if Kamla Jayanti Devi wouldn't have been so supportive to him, he wouldn't be able to achieve such a feat which he has achieved today. Well, in 1980s, that's the point where Lal Krishna Advani's political career took a major turnover, because in 1980s Shyama Prasad Mukherjee's Bharatiya Jan Sangh got separated, and that's the point where Bharatiya Janata Party was born. Now there's a story behind this. Let me tell you briefly. In 1977, Morarji Desai was the Prime Minister of India. And when Morarji Desai was Prime Minister of India, Janata Party was the ruling party, as Morarji Desai was from Janata Party. So Janata Party itself was a coalition government with Bharatiya Janata Sangh and many other parties. But when Janata Party's government fell, because Morarji Desai could not be the Prime Minister for the complete tenure of 5 years, again the Indira government, that is the Congress, won the elections of 1980s. Now Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India, and this was the coalition government for sure. So Indira Gandhi and Charan Singh were the two leaders. But that's the point where the politics of India started changing, and I'll tell you why I am discussing it with you, because this is somehow immensely related with Lal Krishna Advani's political career. So Indira Gandhi government made a commission named Mandal Commission. Mandal Commission was assigned the job, the task to suggest some ideas that how the government can develop the situation, develop the conditions of the backward classes in the India at that particular time for sure. So Mandal Commission did their work. They did it quite well, I must say, but there was a major drawback Mandal Commission, while counting the number of backward classes in India, took the data of 1931 census, which for sure seems to be very unreasonable, because in 1980s you're taking the data of 1931 is not that justified, I must say honestly. But Mandal Commission did that, and considering that data in mind, they declared that 51% of the population of India is supposed to be the other backward classes, and thus Mandal Commission suggested that 27% of the seats in any job must be reserved for the other backward classes. This report was submitted to the Indira government, but Indira Gandhi, being very intelligent, she did not implement this report at that very instant time, because she somewhere knew that this report is going to be a major conflict creating reason or a controversial implementation for sure. So she kept that report on hold. I beg your pardon, ladies and gentlemen. She backed that report on hold, and in 1989, there was the government of National Front. Now, what was the National Front? Please keep this in your memory throughout your life, because if you're appearing from any of the examinations, this is going to help you very immensely, because National Front was the only government in Indian political history which had both the politicians from left wing as well as the right wing. They coalited for the first time and the only time in India to form a government. VP Singh was chosen to be the Prime Minister of the nation. So in 1989, VP Singh implemented the Mandal Commission's report, which said 27% of the seats must be reserved for OBCs. Now this report, as we are expecting, yes, you're guessing right, this report turned out to be a great controversial decision. And if you must have heard that 63 students self-immolated themselves at Rajpath or in front of India Gate and many other places. So this was the scenario over there, a great conflict between the students of general category and SC, ST and OBCs category, while some of them, I must say that the general category students were protesting against the Mandal Commission's report, whereas the students of other backward classes were protesting in favor of the Mandal Commission report. Now that's where LK Advani played his trump card, because BJP at that very particular time was supporting the National Front, because they were in the alliance, so they were somehow supporting VP Singh, so they could not directly oppose the decision of Mandal Commission. But LK Advani at that very particular time somewhere knew that he is going to fight the elections, contend in the upcoming elections as a separate party. BJP is going to stand up as a separate self-based party, so he somewhere knew that he needs to hold his vote bank from this very particular time. So what he did, ladies and gentlemen, he decided not to oppose the Mandal Commission, neither to support the Mandal Commission. He completely diverted this concern of Mandal Commission to the Ram Janmabhoomi Andolan. And how he did that was he started a Rath Yatra. You must have heard about that Rath Yatra, which started from 25th September in 1992, and it was stopped by Mulayam Singh in UP on 23rd of October. So that Rath Yatra, what did that do to Lal Krishna Advani? How it was a trump card? Let me explain you a bit, because Lal Krishna Advani did not want to lose his any vote bank. If he would have supported the Mandal Commission report, then he would have lost his all vote bank of general category, and if he would have opposed the Mandal Commission, then all his vote bank from SC, ST and OBCs would have been lost. So he deviated all the concerns to the Ram Janmabhoomi Andolan, and all the Hindus, irrespective of their category, whether they were general category or OBCs or STs, they started supporting Lal Krishna Advani, because he was fighting for the Hindu Dharma. He was fighting for the Ram Janmabhoomi Andolan. So that was the point where he got the vote bank of all the Hindus in the nation. I must say most of them were supporting Lal Krishna Advani at least, or the BJP at least, and that's what we could see in the 1996 election. Atal Bihari Vajpayee won the elections. He made the government, but that could not last, unfortunately, for a longer time. So that was a 13-day government, and that government lasted for 13 days only. But in 1998, Atal Bihari Vajpayee won the elections, and he was elected as the Prime Minister of the nation, which we call as India. So this seems to be very impressive, and you can somewhere guess that how strong his political mind was, how strong his political knowledge was, how big his vision was. Or I must say still, but now he's quite aged, he's 93 years old, so he's not that active in the politics, but he at that very particular time was very, very active and very intelligent, I must say. And why Atal Bihari Vajpayee was made the prime minister itself has an own story. That Lal Krishna Advani, in some sabha going on in Dadar, announced, apparently he announced that Atal Bihari Vajpayee is going to be the prime minister candidate from BJP's side in 1996 elections. So that's how Lal Krishna Advani worked, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why we call him as a supreme individual, and that's why we say that BJP respects him a lot, and he needs to be respected a lot, without any doubt. Well, in 2004, he was the BM candidate for BJP, because in 1998 to 2004 government he was the Home Minister of India. In 2004 election he was the Prime Minister candidate, but unfortunately BJP lost those elections, and Dr. Manmohan Singh was the new Prime Minister of India. Now in 2015, Lal Krishna Advani has been awarded from Padam Vibhushan, which is the third highest civilian award of India. And Lal Krishna Advani nowadays he lives in Delhi with some security, and this is for sure for security reasons, because he is 93 years old and he is such a major personality from BJP's point of view, I must say. So he needs some security. So that's all from our side, ladies and gentlemen, regarding Lal Krishna Advani. We hope that you like this video, and we consider it to be sufficient for your point of view, as how much did you want to know about Lal Krishna Advani has all been provided. If still we lack somewhere, you please go down and let us know in the comment box that where we need to improve and what kind of videos do you want to watch. That's it from our side. Please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe the channel. Thank you.